So when I want to be talking to you as the team, as consultants, okay, when I'm not at my little party section, I'm going to hold up my water bottle, okay? So I don't really do that at a party. That means I'm not at my little party here, okay? So when I do that, that means I'm just trying to get a point across to you guys. So I do have some things on here that I want you guys to be thinking about. I'm going to be presenting the starter package. For those of you who don't know what the starter package is, it's the Safe Haven package. It's the only presentation I ever do. And I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm going to be doing booking seeds in there. I will tell you when I'm doing a booking seed. A booking seed is just something that you do. You drop a little seed, a little hint of you should book a party throughout your party. Then I'm going to do something with these index cards and then a game called Ask Me About My Job, which is my recruiting seed. And then I'm going to hand out the folders to my people at my party. So I'm going to go through all of those different parts. But so this is the most, however you're doing your presentation, I'm telling you this will change everything when you change it to presenting to the starter pack, because I'm talking to you as consultants right now. It's the Safe Haven package, it's where everybody starts. And it has changed my business dramatically. From first 6 months I didn't do it, so we didn't even think of it. It was Chris's idea. I sold 3 Safe Haven packages in my first 6 months. After that, I didn't go to a party without selling one. So that's how much it changes it. And I promise you will have much happier hostesses and customers and you when you're selling it this way. You're presenting to the Safe Haven package. So now I'm going to go ahead and just start my party presentation. So these guys come. Melissa's my hostess. So thank you guys so much for coming to my party today. And especially you, Melissa, I really appreciate you having everyone over today. And how I really like to start is just going around and telling me your name, because I'm terrible with names, and your least favorite thing to clean, and what you would do with an extra $800. So we're just going to start with you, Melissa, since it's your party. So you can.
Okay. Well, my name's Melissa, and my least favorite thing to clean is my children's toilet. And what I would do with an extra $800 is take my husband to Washington, D.C.
Great. Awesome. I love it. Okay, April? I don't know your name. April, right?
My name's April. Probably my least favorite thing to clean is always the dog hair on the floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
$800. I would probably get horse stuff.
Okay, cool. And you are?
Caroline, and my least favorite thing to do is dusting. And I would use $800 to pay down some credit card debt.
Okay. So I'm Laura, and my least favorite thing used to be dusting too, Caroline, like you said. The other thing was shower doors. Hated doing the shower doors without that soap scum remover. I'd have to use soap scum remover, which is awful. So I came across these products that are right here. What I'm going to be showing you guys today is a perfect little starter pack to get started. I don't know if you know about Norwex. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it. Who's familiar with Norwex? Except for just you? Yeah. So their mission is to improve quality of life by radically reducing the chemicals in their home. And they do that mostly with this right here. These are our, it's mostly with microfiber. And you're probably looking at it and thinking, I've got the same thing at home. And I'm going to explain to you a little bit what makes this microfiber better. So everything in this package is going to save you a lot of money, and it just really hits on every room in the house. So it's just a great place to start when you're brand new to Norwex. So what makes our cloths better than the other that you can see, you get out there at the dollar store or, Target, anywhere, are a couple of different things. One is the size of the fibers. So to be microfiber, fibers have to be 1/6 the thickness of a human hair. So that's like taking a hair and splitting it 6 times. So our Norwex microfiber is 1/200 the thickness of a human hair. It's actually microscopic. What that means for us when we're cleaning is it's able to pick up anything larger than that from the surface. So it can pick up bacteria, it can pick all of that stuff up off the surface. And the other special thing about these cloths is it has this like star-shaped weave. Once it picks up all of that gross grease and dirt and bacteria, it brings it up, traps it up inside the cloth and won't let it back out until you rinse it out or wash it out. So it just traps it all up in there. And then the third thing about these cloths that other ones don't have is it has what we call backlock. And that is, I don't know if you've ever heard of, I never, before I started doing this, I never knew, the importance of silver. But what it is it's a micro silver that's in the cloths, and silver purifies things. So they've been using it for thousands of years. And what it does is it purifies the cloth. It won't let bacteria reproduce. So normally, when bacteria, it reproduces from 1 to 10 billion in just 10 hours, and your cloths get really stinky. Your cleaning cloths, your bath towels, your washcloths, all that stuff. This has this backlock technology, that silver, that won't let that happen. So it can't reproduce, and which just makes it so that your cloths don't get nearly as stinky as fast. So I'm going to do a quick little demo with these two cloths. So this is your Enviro cloth. They say what they are on the cloth. Remember, E for Enviro, E for everything. You will use this to literally clean everything in your home. From everything in your bathroom, your countertops, your walls. You get something on there. I mean, I've even gotten something off of my shirt, everything. Okay, and this one here is the window cloth, and it says it on here, but it is not just for windows. It will be the best window cleaner ever, but it's also for anything that you want to be shiny and not streaky. So yes, windows and glass and mirrors, but also like chrome fixtures, granite, stainless steel, things that you just don't want to be streaky. Any appliances really that have that sheen, coating on that you don't want to be streaky. So what I do when I clean, I use these things for everything, and how I do it is I wet my Enviro cloth first. This one's just wet with just water. I fold it up, fold it again, so that I have a nice flat surface that's all those little tiny fibers are hitting the surface that I'm cleaning. I put my window cloth on my shoulder, and I'm going to do a quick little demo here. I have some butter that I'm going to put on the window, and we all know how gross and hard it is to get butter off of something. So I'm going to just take my wet Enviro cloth with just water. I'm going to wipe it off, and just also when you're using any kind of other cleaner, within 26 seconds of smelling that, it's entered every organ in your body, and that's really awful. So now I'm going over it with this one because I want it to be nice, streak-free. Also, when you are using things that aren't toxic, like vinegar, I used to use vinegar before I did this, that is still leaving a residue, and that residue, when the sun shines through, a different time of day, you're going to see all those streaks. You will not have any more streaks when you're using this. So I am going to do, what did I do with my little protein testers? Another little demo. Oh. Okay, I'm going to do another little demo with these. And this is our awesome cutting board that's fairly new, this nice big one. It's made out of corn husks, and not corn husks, I'm sorry, rice husks. And I didn't even know you can make anything out of rice husks, but you can. It's more durable than plastic, so you don't get those grooves in it or all that bacteria harbors in there. So when you're cutting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some raw chicken down on my cutting board, which is pretty nasty.
So you actually touch it.
I actually touch it. And then I eat it. No. So I'm wiping down some raw chicken on there. And I'm going to use my little protein testers. These are put out by a company called Hygiena. They're not by Norwex. And they test for protein. They're medical grade protein testers. So protein is smaller than bacteria. So if it can pick up protein, it will also pick up bacteria. And bacteria feeds off of protein. So you don't want a bunch of protein on your surfaces. So, but I got a big old chunk of chicken in there too. Yeah. So I'm going to just rub that in my chicken. Just lots of protein. And I squeeze that down there. Hold that for a second. And I will just show you that you can kind of see now that it is getting kind of purplish gray. That's because purple is for the protein. There's lots and lots of protein in there. Okay, and then I'm going to just take my wet Enviro cloth and I'm going to wipe it off, but I'm going to wipe the whole thing down. So if I was wiping down my kitchen countertops with raw chicken on them, I would be spreading chicken juice all over them. And that's disgusting. So, but this, because of the fine fibers, they're able to pick all that chicken up, then that weave traps it up inside the cloth. So now I take a new tester and I'm going to go where my chicken was. That's just the whole thing. So you see, I did not spread it all over my countertop. And this one comes out green because there's no protein. So it's a different way of cleaning than what we're used to. We're used to taking a Clorox wipe and just killing everything that's on there, killing all that bacteria. This is going to remove 99% of bacteria from the surface. We're not killing it. Problem is when we're killing all of that is we're leaving a toxic chemical down on there, and a lot of the times we're not even actually killing that bacteria, because if you've ever followed the directions on those like Clorox wipes or whatever those things are that you're using to clean any of those like antibacterial things, if you actually sit down and read the directions, you're supposed to keep those surfaces wet for anywhere from like 4 minutes to 9 minutes. And if you're not doing that, if that's not staying wet with that substance for that time, it's not even killing that bacteria. So this is just a different way. We're just mechanically removing it from the surface. So you can ask about cleaning it. So then it has that you rinse it out when you're done, you rinse it out, and then you can hang it up to dry, and that backlock is going to work purifying your cloth.
Yay, that is so cool.
All you have to do is just rinse it out forever and ever and ever.
Oh no, you do want to clean it sometimes, okay? So you're just not going to have to clean it as often, because eventually it is going to get caked with lots of grease and grime and dirt and all that stuff you're cleaning. You just don't have to clean it as often. So when you do clean them, there's a few things you want to remember, okay? First of all, these have a 2-year warranty. That's the other good thing about Norwex microfiber. But to keep that going, you can't use bleach. You never want to use bleach on them. Bleach is going to do what bleach always does. It's going to get holes in your cloths, and they're not going to last their 2 years. Also, no fabric softener or dryer sheets. So what that does is it coats the cloth. It puts an invisible coating on your cloth, and that silver is not going to be able to work. So instead of that, now this is not in the starter pack, but I love these. These are our Fluff and Tumble dryer balls. These you use instead of dryer sheets. Yeah, and softeners. So you're going to just throw these in there. They're going to reduce your drying time by about 30%, and they're going to just replace that. Dryer sheets and fabric softener are really toxic. They're your third most toxic chemical in your home too. So you don't want to be using that stuff anyway. So these will take the place of that. If you miss that scent on your clothes that those toxic things have, then we do have essential oils now that we have that you can put on the dryer balls so it gives your clothes that nice scent. So like I said, these are not in the starter pack. They're a great addition to it, but also when you host parties, you get a ton of free money. And what my hostesses usually do is they get the starter pack at the party that they attend, and this is like one of the first things on their wish list. Where's my water bottle? Okay, holding this up. So to all of you guys, that's called a booking seed right there. I'm planting that seed in your head that you can have a party and get these for free at your party. I'm also putting a little seed in your head that, I'm going to buy the starter pack first, and then I'm going to get this because that's something extra that's not in there. Okay, so that's one. Back to my party. Okay, so also, how do you clean the cloths? Like I said, they have a 2-year warranty. You want them to last longer than 2 years. So that's when I got to show you. This is also in the starter pack. This is our Ultra Power Plus laundry detergent. It's amazing. This has, because they do recommend a biodegradable laundry detergent without a bunch of fillers and additives, and that's what this one is. It's biodegradable. There are no phosphates, no sulfates, no chlorine bleach, no fillers, no optical brighteners, no animal testing, no dyes or fragrances. So sounds pretty boring, but this little tiny bag, and I have 3 children, very dirty kids. I would have thought this would have lasted me a week. This will last you months because you're going to use a very tiny bit. I use about this much, which is about a teaspoon, anywhere from a half teaspoon to a teaspoon for a large load is what I use. I have an energy efficient machine, HE. If you don't have an energy efficient machine, you're going to use a little bit more. You're going to use about a half a scoop. I always say, don't even look at the directions on the back, just go with this. So it's going to be great for your cloths, great for all of your clothes. It gets out everything from, now if you do have stains, and I usually do at this point show up, I have a little, this is when I have a little picture album that I have some before and afters of some of my kids' clothes. So I do usually show that, and I forgot it. But, so if you were you want to pre-treat, you have some stains on your clothes, you will want to pre-treat. We have a wonderful pre-treater It's not in the starter pack. So that's, I used this until I got that. I just sprinkled some of this on there or soaked it. Got out blood, mud, red wine, blueberries, you name it. I've gotten it out just by soaking it and kind of rubbing it together. So again, this is in the package though, so you don't even have to worry about what kind of detergent or anything. Something else that's in the package that I absolutely love is the dust mitt. Now, I do have 2 dust mitts in this package that I'm showing you, but only one really comes in the package. But again, when you have your own party, oh yeah, when you have your own party, that's where every hostess, they always get that second one. And I know, like when you got the starter pack at the other party you were at, you were already saying, I need that second dust mitt. Because you realize, like, this hand is doing nothing when it doesn't have it on there. It's like useless, it's a total useless hand. So when you have 2, you're going around, you're picking up your knickknacks and you're picking them up and you're quick dusting them off while you're going under things. And when they get really caked with dust from all of the things that you're cleaning, you can just switch hands and now you have clean one on each side. Now, if you remember in the beginning, I said I hated dusting and Caroline did too. The reason I hated dusting so much was because I would do it. First of all, I had lots of knickknacks.
Hoops in the air and just comes back.
And it comes back. Like an hour later, I'm like, I swear I just dusted and now it's caked with dust again. I can just see it. Well, these are amazing because the dust doesn't resettle back on loose. When I was using, all of those other, different furniture polishes that I used to use, they are dust collectors. That's their job. So it leaves this little coating of a dust collector there. So an hour later, you're cleaning, you're dusting, all the dust is everywhere. It's going and resettling on all those places that you just sprayed that cleaner down. All that residue that's still there, collecting more dust. So this, you're not using anything, just this. So you don't have that. So you go a lot longer between your cleanings, your dustings, which is great when you hate dusting. So it just makes it so much faster and then a lot less often. So it's gonna save you so much time, it's just amazing. So something else that we have in this starter pack, again, remember, only one of them comes in here, but at your party you'll be getting your other one. So, again, that was another booking seed, you guys got that, right? Okay. Something else that we have in this starter pack is our cleaning paste and our Sperry sponges. It comes with 2 of them in this package, and the cleaning paste, I absolutely love it, referred to as gold in a jar. Elbow grease in a jar. I couldn't live without it. I don't use it every day, but let me tell you, I cannot live without this stuff. So the active ingredients in this are marble flour, which is what's going to give it its consistency. It's like a hard kind of powder. It's not pasty, like a chalky thing. It's not really pasty. So I'll know who's listening to me when I get the call and say my cleaning paste is stale. It's not. It's supposed to be hard. So what you do though is you wet your Sperry sponge, and this is great. It's scrubbier. I just wet it, put it in there, and clean my shower doors. I hate the soap scum. That was the worst for me. The soap scum shower doors. I can just wipe them off. I can do it while I'm in the shower. It's amazing. Glass stovetops. You can get that ring that's around those burners. Anything burned on any stovetop, you can just scrub it right off. I've gotten Sharpie marker off of hardwood floors. I mean, this is just my go-to for something that has been stained forever, and it's, I've been living with it for years in my house. I'm like, wait a minute, I wonder if the cleaning paste will get it off. And it's just an amazing. Stainless steel sinks.
So that can replace anything you would scour anything with.
Yes, and it does a better job, I'm telling you, than all of those really harsh toxic chemicals out there that you use to scour. This is just amazing. Everyone loves it. You'll definitely want it. This one little jar here will last you like a year and a half. My dad, he's always like, I'll have that till I die. I mean, it's stuff. It will last you a while. So, and it comes in the starter pack too. So I keep one sponge with it in my shower and one sponge at my sink to wash my dishes. This won't scratch your pots and pans like your Teflon or anything. So I'm almost done with what's in the starter pack. These, couldn't live without, use them every single day, multiple times a day. This is your kitchen cloth and your kitchen towel. So the kitchen cloth, it's much smaller than the Enviro cloth. It's not nearly as dense either. And it has these ridges. It's great to just wipe down your kitchen counters, your splatters around your stove, and all those little crumbs kind of get in those grooves. It dries really fast. Comes in lots of pretty colors to match your kitchen. This is bigger and will dry all of your dishes, your hands. I absolutely couldn't live without this. It dries so quickly, so I'm not going back and using, getting my wet hands dried on another wet towel. So I love this. And the thing is, it has that back lock in it, so it doesn't get stinky. I used to throw my dish towels in the wash pretty much every night. I would throw it on top of the washer. This I can leave out for honestly for weeks. I know that sounds really gross, but somebody who used to throw it in the wash every single night, and was very grossed out by that, I know I can leave it out for a few weeks and it just doesn't get stinky. So it's amazing.
What about spills on the floor?
Oh, it's great. For spills on the floor, first of all, it's so absorbent that, 3 little kids, we have that daily. So I can throw this down there and then just rinse it out. And I'm using the same one to then dry my dishes. It's gonna trap all that stuff in there because of that weave. So after you rinse it out, dry it out, you can still just go on and use it some more.
Can I
So,
make a comment about this?
yes.
As not a guest at a party. One big thing, and I think you're doing some of it, is when you're at a party, facts tell, but stories sell. So if you have a story about a product, it's perfect to use at that point. And my story about those is so good because my little one, who's 5, was pouring a glass of milk for herself the other day, and she poured milk, but it spilled on the countertop, down the cabinet, and onto the floor. She grabbed the towel because she knows to take the towel and clean up her mess. I got the kitchen cloth, I wet it, I wiped down the countertop, the front of the cabinets. We had that whole spill cleaned up in less than 2 minutes. I took them both back to the sink, rinsed them in hot water, and hung them back up. And everybody at the party is like, oh my gosh, no you didn't, because you know how fast stuff with milk and it sours. Yeah.
And it leaves a sticky residue.
Yes, and it didn't, and our floor was not like, when you step on it, it wasn't sticky. The towels and the cloth did not smell, and we continue using them. I really push those to the limit. I probably do 2 to 3 weeks with those.
Oh yeah, I do too. Honestly, I go 3 weeks, no problem, sometimes 4. So, can you hold off on the questions until we're all done? So I'm so sorry.
I use them to replace my paper towels. And I
Oh, yeah,
thought I
total
needed
paper
one,
towel
and
replacement.
now I have in my little thing about 6 of them. And I
Yeah,
just don't
they
even
will.
use
I don't use paper towels at all. I don't even buy them
Paper
anymore.
towels are
They will
for food,
replace all your
and
paper
that's
towels. This is the last thing that is in this starter pack, and it's the thing that I think people are most skeptical about, but then turn around and love the most. So these are our body cloths, and this is another thing that when and I know Melissa, you've been using them, so you can back me up on it, because so all of your guests don't think I'm really gross, but this will remove. It comes with 3 in this package. They're all the same, they're just different colors, and this will remove all of your makeup with just water and a cloth. It exfoliates your skin gently, it totally gets your skin nice and clean. You don't need to use soap, and don't let that dissuade you from, if you're thinking, there is no way, lady, I'm not going there without the soap. If you want to use soap with them, go for it, but try it without. I always say, just try it some night when you're not going to be around a bunch of people. See if it works, see if you smell, because if you smell, by all means, go use your soap, but this will remove all of that, kind of like the Enviro cloth. It removes all of that nasty, smelly bacteria or whatever from you. So I just think they're amazing. Make great makeup remover, great. My entire family uses these, so we don't have to buy special face cleaner, special body cleaner, body soap, special kids soap. Replaces so much stuff. Makeup remover, gentle exfoliator. Yes.
My friend actually told me that her husband uses them he doesn't have a ton of hair, but he doesn't use shampoo anymore.
Yes. When my kids were a little bit younger, we would do their hair. Like my boys, they didn't have much hair, so we would just do their hair with it. So it does. It's just amazing. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, I've gone through everything that's in this starter pack. This starter pack is gonna save you a lot of money. The average household spends between $800 and $1,000 a year on cleaning products, between paper towels, sponges, all of those rags and cleaners. So this is going to save you a ton of money. And I am going to show you really quickly one more item, the mop, and then I'm going to get into why you want to book a party, because this is right here, this in itself is the reason you would want to book a party. And it happens to be that November is mop month. This is my biggest month of the year for parties because everybody wants to get this mop. It's our most expensive item, it's worth every penny, but you can get it for free when you host your own party. So this one has the chenille pad, and it's great for dog hair and all that other stuff, and I'm not going to go into all of the mop stuff right now, because just for sake of time, but it is amazing. You all know that. Okay, so you can get it for free when you book your own party. And I'm going to just show you some of the other things you get when you host your own party. So I'm going to grab it all over here, just so we can all see it on film. Okay, so all of this stuff that I had sitting over there on the table is what you get at an average size party. So in November, you'll be getting a grocery bag, reusable grocery bag, all of this stuff, all this big, huge package of stuff that's right here. And I'm gonna just tell you how you get this big package of stuff, an average size party. So the parties have different levels based on how much sales you bring in at your party. I'm telling you the average party, which is right in the middle here. Okay, $620 in sales is your average size party. So you would be getting all of that stuff I just showed you as your average size party. All you need is to have that average size $620 in sales, which actually $550. This is a little bit more, and to have at least one booking. So your hostess needs to get at least one person to book their own party, just like this. And then you would get all of that, plus that's not all you get. You get a bunch of free money. So before, when I was saying you could get that, an extra dust mitt or the dryer balls, that's what hostesses use some of their free money for. I just put a couple of other things down that, the equivalent of what you'd get in an average size party in free stuff. And then also, you get more than that. You get, for the buying guests, people who aren't even here at the party today, when you go, the people who couldn't come. For 5 buying guests, you get an Enviro cloth. 8 buying guests, they add on a kitchen cloth. 10 buying guests, they add on a body pack. So they just keep on adding stuff. It's an extremely generous company. And you end up with all of that stuff for nothing, for free, just by introducing this to some of your friends. Not only that, you get to go home with this little sample of cloths. I want all my hostesses to have it and go home with it and start using it right away, so they can start telling their friends. You can put it in your purse, bring it to work. You'd think that these little things don't do much, but let me tell you, you will covet these. It's just that sample is the cloth that I did that little butter demo with. So you'll get to go home with that tonight. Not only that, but if you get this starter pack that I have up here, and you also host a party, you get to go home with that today. I have 3 of those, and you can just walk right home with it if you purchase that. So that's great, because trust me, you will want to go home and start cleaning all of this, everything right away. So you will have that. Okay, so what I'm going to do really quickly right now is I'm going to hand out some index cards to all of you. So if you could just, what you're going to do is you're going to put your name on the top. This is just for my party people. Yeah. And if you could just put your name on the top line, and then next to your name, write your birthday. Oops. Because I do birthday discounts now, so if you just write your birthday, that would be great. And then number 1 through 4 on your index card. You can just pretend. You can pretend. Write 1 through 4. And number 1 is going to be your cell number, because that's how I'm going to get you your birthday discount. So you'll want to write your cell number there. Number 2, you're going to write yes, no, or maybe. And that is to the question of, do you want to host a party with your friends and share this amazing stuff with your friends and get all of this stuff for free? So yes, no, or maybe to that party. And then I want you to just put your pens down for a minute. We're going to play a quick little game. It's going to take about 2 minutes, but you can win prizes, so that's always good. So, what I'm going to do, Melissa, since you're the host, your phone's over there, is I'm going to have you go ahead and time 2 minutes. Normally she'd be doing this. I wouldn't be messing with this, but I'm going to do it. Her phone is recording this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you just do 2 minutes on your phone, and this game is called Ask Me About My Job. And it's pretty easy. All you do is ask me questions about my job. So you don't ask me questions about the products or doing, it's strictly questions about my job. You can ask me things like, how much do I make at a party? How often I do parties? How much does it cost to get started? Can you earn free trips with this? Anything like that, and you can use those questions too. So I just gave you a bunch of questions that you can use. Please feel free to use them. I'm going to give you a ticket every time you ask me a question, but you only have 2 minutes. So when the timer goes off, we're done. No more tickets. You can still ask me questions after the timer goes off. I'm just not going to give you a ticket for them. So, everyone clear? What's that?
Hold up the water bottle. So when she did that, do you see how she kind of coached everybody on what questions to ask? She kind of planted the seeds to get ideas already in their mind of things to say. So I just wanted to-
Very important. Those are 4 questions I want them to ask me in thinking about those. Thank you. So yeah, it's important that you give them some questions to ask and tell them to use those questions. Okay? Thank you. Ready? And
What were some of the questions?
how much do you make at a party? How much it costs to get started? How often do you do parties? And can you earn anything like trips or anything? Okay. And then Melissa, the hostess, would say, go. Ready? I'll let you go ahead. Back to my party.
All right,
Okay.
go.
Go. Okay.
How much does it cost to get started?
Oh, and I always say raise your hand too, because there's a lot of people here. Okay, it is free. Great question. It is free to get started. All you have to do is you pay for the shipping. You pay $9.99 the shipping of a great starter pack that includes the mop in it too. Boom, that's it. Any other questions? You can ask questions. You're best.
What are the requirements
Oh,
to be a consultant?
great.
To
What are the?
stay a consultant?
Okay,
You
to
can't
be.
just get that for free. So what-
Okay, great. Yes. So there are some requirements. Great question. But it's very easy. There's one requirement. You have 90 days to hit a sale requirement. And once you hit that, there are no more technical requirements. That's the only one that you'll be like kind of penalized for. And what you do is you have 90 days, and that's an average of 3 to 4 parties, just like this. And in 3 to 4 parties, you will have that chance to earn that kit completely for free. If you don't, you pay for the stuff that they send you. Actually, you're going to get about $300 worth of products. You're going to pay $200 for it, so you're still getting a great deal. Any other questions?
How many parties do you do a week?
Okay, I do a lot. I actually do 2 parties a week. That's considered full-time in this business. So when you think about that as a full-time job, 2 parties in a week, that's pretty good. I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning I was asking you, what would you do with an extra $800? That is, if you were to do 1 party a week, 4 parties in a month, that would be an extra $800 you could put in your pocket. So, but doing 2, that's considered full-time. Any other questions? How much time we have?
28 seconds.
Okay.
What kind of trips do you do?
Ooh, trips, that's one of my favorite parts. I've been to Maui, I've been to Hawaii. This year's Maui. Mexico last year, Panama, my whole family's going. So this is our like exotic family vacations we do with these trips. You can earn all of those. And that's doing 2 parties a week, so.
What kind of discount do you get as a consultant?
As a consultant, you get 35% discounts, right? On anything that you wanna purchase, or 35% commission. Okay, great questions. All right, so I stopped that, thank you.
Now
Now,
you get a Norwex phone case.
oh, I bought that. So now guys, I'm gonna, if you didn't get a chance to ask a question, that's okay. You're still gonna be able to get a ticket. I want you to go back to your index cards that I had. And you'd already answered 1 and 2, you're on number 3. I want you to answer yes, no, or maybe to the question of, are you interested in the business opportunity? What we just talked about my job. Yes, no, or maybe. And number 4 is just your email address. And then when I come around, I'm going to collect your card. I'm going to give you a ticket. And so here, I'll take your ticket. Thank you. You don't have to really write it, Caroline.
But I want you to have my information because I know you don't.
Well, I
You
figured
wish I didn't.
this will remind me what's supposed to be on the line.
Oh, good, yeah. Okay, I know these are really kind of ripped, but not really. Okay, so now I have your card, yay. Now I'm gonna pick a ticket, so, I'm not really picking one.
Now, what do you really give away?
You don't get a
So
free
now we're gonna
product.
pretend, okay? So,
I wanted a free product.
Free what?
a free product, she wants a free product.
Laura.
So, okay,
There's
who,
stuff I don't have.
I know, who has the number 312 or whatever?
Ooh,
Okay, yeah, okay. All right. Hold on.
I don't
Now,
win anything.
this is where I also show something that's not in the starter pack, but I get to show another product that I love and, you know, and kind of promote without the starter pack. So this is where I would say, like, ooh, Caroline, you win, and if it's something, like if you don't have many products and stuff to sell, you're kind of new or give away, you don't have to go as big as this, or like you can do something that has 2 in here and just do 1, the Enviro sponges. So this is where I would just go, oh, Caroline, these are the greatest things, and I talk about my Enviro sponges, and would give her that if she really won.
And
But
they
you
really
didn't.
are the greatest.
They are,
thing.
and they really are the greatest thing, yeah.
They are amazing.
So that's where I get a little bit, I can tell a little bit about something else. So now, guys, back to my party, okay? It's about time, and I'm going to start to give out the catalogs and everything. I have your cards. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand you out your catalogs. They're in these folders. And in here, you're gonna get your order form. If you could just fill out all of your information, and if you're gonna be purchasing with a credit card, go ahead and do that because there are a lot of you here today, so it'll just speed up the checkout process. Right here, you'll see a handout of the starter pack that I was showing you. It's called the Safe Haven Package. And honestly, there are over 100 products in the catalog. It's kind of overwhelming. So this just shows you, this is the starter package right here to make it a lot easier for you. And
Now, is that printable somewhere, or is that something you made?
that's
Yeah.
something on Team Aqua. At Team
We have it
Aqua.
on Team H2O also.
Okay. Also, guys, when you spend $90, you get to get, for this month, we have our spend and get. You can get an EnviroCloth for $5, which is a great savings. I also have in here the specials for hostesses in November. So check those out, because when you want to book a party, you're going to see all the stuff you're going to get in November when you do a party. And don't forget that when you get the starter pack today and book a party, you're going to get to go home with that today. So that's pretty exciting too. So I'm going to go ahead and hand all of these out. I'm going to be checking people out in the dining room. So if you could just come out over there to me one at a time so I can kind of keep it personal. And then when I'm done with that person, they'll send you back in for the next person to come in and order. So, okay, we can stop it for now. And then I hand out my catalogs. These are empty. These are the
Now, do you
folders.
spend any time talking about any other product